In World War II, an Austrian painter named Franz Sedlacek was declared missing in action on a night in 1945. A man who spent his life fighting, and in his spare time, he dedicated himself to creating works like this one. From a reasonable distance, no one would say this painting is terrifying, but as we get closer, our opinion starts to change. A host of ghosts rests upon this mysterious leafless tree in the middle of a forest. Their bodies are human, while their heads are pale skulls, and their clothes seem worn and tattered. But why did this man choose to replace birds with ghosts? What could he have witnessed in the war that disturbed him so deeply as to paint something like this? The answer may lie in the story behind this painting, as both its creator and the year it was painted provide significant clues. Prepare yourself to look at a painting that, once you've seen it, you can't unsee. Franz Sedlacek disappeared in Poland in January 1945. His work nearly fell into obscurity until the 1990s, when an exhibition of this unsettling artist was held, bringing him back into recognition. However, Sedlacek remains virtually unknown in much of the world. He was born on January 21, 1891, in Breslau, Germany, but as a child, he moved with his family to Linz, Austria. Later, he relocated to Vienna, where from 1911 he studied chemical engineering. However, he was a self-taught painter. As a child, he created caricatures, and as an adult, Sedlacek would draw after work at the Vienna Technical Museum. He began as a graphic artist and illustrator, but later shifted his focus to oil painting around 1920. At first glance, his style can be somewhat perplexing, resembling that of a contemporary illustrator. His work is mysterious, unsettling, but most of all, unclassifiable. For many critics, Franz Sedlacek exists somewhere between the new objectivity and a kind of magical realism. However, for others, his works evoke comparisons to the Dutch masters and surrealism. What is clear is that his work defies easy definition. Although he is not well known, Sedlacek was one of Austria's most important artists during the interwar period. He received numerous national and international awards, including Austria's State Prize in 1937, and in 1929 he participated in the International Exhibition in Barcelona, where he won the gold medal for painting. War deeply affected this magnificent artist's life. Between 1914 and 1918, he had to interrupt his studies to serve in World War I, and in 1939, Sedlacek was sent to war again, this time World War II, where he served as an officer, traveling through countries like Norway, Stalingrad, and finally Poland, where he went missing in combat in 1945. During his lifetime, Sedlacek was known as one of Austria's representatives of the new objectivity. For many, his works reflect the society of his time, an atmosphere of fear and alienation. What is certain, though, is that Franz Sedlacek's work is astonishing. His paintings reveal a fantastical world, and his mysterious and unsettling works transport us to magical universes that only the artist knew in his imagination. Franz Sedlacek works his magic with this intense painting. As a chemist, he experimented with new ways of using oil and enamel, playing with the layering of transparent coats of paint. However, his experiments to speed up the drying process sometimes had unpredictable side effects, such as severe darkening, something that, for paintings like this, fits perfectly. These romantic-style landscapes, reminiscent of a painting by Friedrich, use an almost theatrical, nearly expressionist light, and the twilight between day and night only benefits from a slight darkening. Here, Sedlacek paints what appear to be birds resting on the branches of a lifeless, leafless tree. The moonlight illuminates what seems to be vultures, but upon closer inspection, they are ghosts with skull-like heads. It seems Sedlacek took inspiration from Goya to create these identical creatures, lurking in the night. While researching this painting, I came across an interesting comment on Reddit from a user who posed a fascinating question about the sun. We truly don't know if the artist intended to paint the clouds as if they were about to obscure the sunlight, symbolizing impending death, or if, on the contrary, these clouds are about to part and let the sun's light shine through, symbolizing hope. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Feel free to leave them in the comments. Sedlacek painted this work in 1933, a pivotal year marked by the rise of fascism in Europe and the looming threat of World War II. The dead tree and ghostly figures can be interpreted as a premonition of death, destruction, and the shadows of the approaching war. The lifeless tree symbolizes not just the end of existence, but also the barrenness of hope and humanity in a world on the brink of chaos. The ghosts with skull heads could represent the souls lost in the coming conflict. Sedlacek, who would later disappear in combat during the war, likely projected his own fears and anxieties about the future into this painting. This painting can be seen as a metaphor for the darkness that was about to envelop the war years, where the once living tree now hosts spectral reminders of a society teetering on the edge of self-destruction. If you like this painting, remember that you can now find it available on our website, where you can have it hanging in your home or even as a phone case. You'll also have access to a catalogue of over 400 historical paintings to choose from, so you can find the one that speaks to you the most. I'll leave the link in the description. Thank you so much for watching the video until the end. Don't forget to leave a like if you found it interesting and subscribe for 2 analyses like this every week. See you in the next video. Bye.